Hello, 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 my beautiful followers. Today is Wednesday, January 8th, 2020. If you are new to my channel, I wholeheartedly welcome you. Do me a favor, please, guys. I am trying to build my subscribers up. This is a topic that is near and dear to me, and it is my story, and these are things that has factually happened to me, and I'm willing to share this with you so you will not fall into a predicament that is not safe or healthy. Again, I'm not a doctor, and I always advise people to check with their physicians first. But I'm here to give you what happened to me, and I cannot justify your results. But I do advise you to go and check with a neurologist for your MS and someone that specializes in MS. So if you're new to the channel, I said all that to have you to please go down below, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell, like, share, and comment. Today I'm going to talk to you about 2.5 things. I know it's a weird number, right? So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is treatments. And if you are a MS patient, and I don't know about any other disease, but if they give you something to take for your disease, it's not called medication, guys. Please call it a treatment, because I got kind of chewed up at an event where they were like, it's not a medication, it's a treatment. It's a treatment. So call it a treatment, and I will do that. So, but anyway, when I was first diagnosed with MS, I was placed on a medication that's an injection. It's called Copaxone. And at that time, I took it every day. It has changed now. I think it's every other day, so you take it 3 times a week. But I was given Copaxone. And the only side effects with that I was told was that it had you could have problems at the injection site, such as swelling, whelping, burning, itching, scratching. And then there was another one about if you take it in the same spot. That's why they want you to take it in different spots each time, because over time your skin, you would lose your pigmentation in your skin if you hit that same spot all the time. So that was the other thing with Copaxone. Well, of course, Copaxone, I was fine with it. It's just that it didn't work for me. So after I finally got the neurologist to agree that I was going through a flare-up and to go ahead and get me another treatment, she says, okay, well, I need to run some tests on you first, and then I'll call you back and we'll go over the results and give you the treatment. So with that being said, I took the test, and a month went by and she hadn't called me back, and I'm like, whoa, I'm almost out of my Copaxone. It's not working. I'm still going through this flare-up. I'm not feeling good. So I finally called her office and I said, hey, I took a test, a month ago and hadn't got my results back. We'll have her to call you. Okay. So a week later, she still hadn't called me. So I called a good friend of mine who actually worked for the actual company that handled the blood work. I forgot the name of the company she worked for, and I told her I would never tell, so I wouldn't tell you if I knew. But she told me my results, and she said, girl, they need to call you because your results came back and you're positive. I'm like, positive for what? She said, now that I cannot tell you, but call them. And I called back to the office and said, look, it's been now 6 weeks. I haven't heard anything from you, and I need to know my results. And she says, oh my goodness, you're positive. And I'm like, positive for what? You have JCV, you're positive for JCV, which is the John Cunningham virus. And I'm like, okay, so through this, guys, I'm gonna look down at some of my notes because it was a little overwhelming and some of the words were just outlandishly, I'm like, God, I can't pronounce this. And I was in nursing school, this is crazy. So anyway, she says, so I need to get you another prescription. So what I found out was that certain medications you cannot take when you're JC positive. And what JCV is a common germ in the antibodies. And it's and it has something to do with your people that have weak immune systems, which I had a very weak immune system. And what it does is it can actually cause a brain infection that could be totally, totally fatal. You can lose your life. You can lose your ability to walk, talk, or remember anything. It's fatal. Now, although it's fatal, you don't always have problems. They just want to know what you have so that they won't give you the wrong medication, in other words. So with that being said, I was like, okay, so what if I had called in and you were out of the office and your staff saw the notes and they just went ahead and prescribed me something? I could have died. That's crazy. So that's when I decided I was going to leave from her office. But before I left her office, you know how sometimes you go and they give you medication, they say, hey, here's the information, look it up, research it, whatever, then come back and we'll discuss it. She gave me initially like 7 or 8 different types of medication treatments, and I had to go home and read up on it, and if I had questions I can come back and ask her and all of this other stuff. And it's like mind-boggling. It was just way too much information for me to try and absorb this, especially, you know, someone that has lesions on the brain, right? So I went ahead and she gave me another prescription. Nope. I left her before I could get the prescription because that ticked me off. So I left her and I went to my neurologist now. Hey, Dr. Lava, if you're looking, hello, thank you. So with that being said, I went to him and he prescribed me with my next treatment. But let me retract some. So with the JCV, it can eventually turn into PML, which every time I went to an event, or even now when I go to events and I host events and we talking, and people always say, well, does it give you PML? What about PML? What about PML? But nobody never said anything about the JC virus, right? So I'm like, PML, let me look into that a little bit further. First of all, the name, I'm like, I'm sure somebody made this up. This is just bizarre. But PML stands for progressive, multifocal, and this is the kicker. You ready, guys? I had to break it down. Let me see if I can say it fast enough. Leukoencephalopathy. So leukoencephalopathy. And it's a long word. Okay, so I got it though. That was right. That's how you pronounce it. Yay. But anyway, what PML is, it's actually what happens to you with the JC virus. It could potentially turn into PML. So that's why it's important that you know what you have underlining the fact that you have MS. Okay? So with JCV, it actually could potentially turn into PML. Now, with that being said, they're both very rare, and it occurs in people who has very weak immune systems, and they have underlying conditions such as MS, yeah, go figure, rheumatoid arthritis, and let's see, it's another one, Crohn's disease. It's a lot of them. They're actually coming out over time. So when you hear the commercials, they'll all say PML. So anyway, that was my story about my treatments. Now there's treatments out there. There's new ones coming. All the treatments have side effects. They have the side effects. And then when they're new to the market, all of a sudden there's like, oh, hey, there's a new side effect with this. So just be ready for side effects. Yeah, it's just part of life. You know, you take a medicine, you got to take another one to take care of that medicine and so on and so forth. But anyway, back to the situation. Please, people, please. If you are with MS or any disease, check your side effects, check your options. Make sure you're with a neurologist for MS that specializes in MS. Because the worst thing that could happen is that you start dealing your business, seeing a doctor that's a neurologist. I give them props because they went to school just like my neurologist did. They just didn't specialize in MS. So you need somebody that, even with cancer, or that's why you think when you call cancer, they have one for brain cancer, for kidney cancer, for all kind of cancers. They all specialize in their own little thing. So it's important, it's imperative that you get a doctor that specializes in your disease. Okay, so with that being said, please get yourself checked. Please, if you have anybody that's dealing with MS, know your treatments. And make sure you're with a neurologist for MS, and make sure that they don't just throw you a bunch of pamphlets and say, read up on this. They'll sit down and talk to you about these things, because they don't want that on their head that, oh my God, Artemisa didn't make it because she was taking a treatment and she has PML or a JVC or a JCV, and that's something that they don't want to hurt you. They want to help you. So with that being said, make sure you check that out, those things, before you make a decision on your medications. Your treatments, I keep saying medication, on your treatments. Get that your specialty neurologist for MS and take care of yourself, because it is no joke, guys. It's no joke. This is serious business. And I'm out here begging and pleading to you as if you were my sister, my brother, my mother, my father, my family member, but I don't want anybody to suffer with these things. So that's why I speak out my voice on MS and the things that happen. So with that being said, please take care of yourself. Please get that specialty neurologist. Check your medications. It's all worth it. Don't let it go unclaimed, okay? So with that being said, I'm a fighter. I have MS. MS don't have me. And if I can help you become a fighter and a warrior, so be it. If you have questions, feel free to not text me, but comment. I'm not a doctor, but I can sure as heck get you the information you need. I can direct you to WebMD. But first, with MS, go to the National MS Society, first and foremost. And now I would recommend WebMD, and I will actually recommend the Mayo Clinic. Now, the reason I recommend, of course, the National MS Society and the WebMD is because they have great track record, and my neurologist sits on the board for both of those. So just go out and get yourself checked. I'm well over into 11 minutes. I apologize, guys, but again, go down below, subscribe to my channel. This is near and dear to me. I want to help you. I want you to spread the word. And without going any further, I have to end this video by saying thank you for joining me today. And JCV, PML, and treatments, that was my tea for today. Cheers, and that's my cup of tea to you. Thank you for joining. Subscribe. Thank you so much. Love you. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye now.